At the beginning of the story, we see a fisherman named Solomon. Solomon has a small family that includes his wife, his 2 young children, and an elder son whom Solomon wants to educate and make a doctor. He doesn't want his son to become a fisherman like him. But Solomon is very poor. One day, when his son is returning home after school, Solomon is walking with him. On the way, he tells his son, "Because of poverty, I couldn't study, but I will definitely make you a doctor." While they are talking, Solomon suddenly sees that members of a terrorist group are advancing toward their village to attack it. Seeing this, Solomon quickly runs toward the village with his son and reaches home. There he tells his wife and the rest of the children that they must immediately leave the house because terrorists are coming to attack them. He breaks the back wall of his house and helps his wife and children escape through the rear path. Somehow, he manages to send his family away safely, but he himself gets caught by the terrorists. The terrorists have captured many people and killed several others. There are even children in this terrorist group who hate the government, and they kill anyone who supports it. The leader of the group is cutting off people's hands so that they cannot vote for the government. When it is Solomon's turn and a terrorist is about to cut off his hand, the leader stops him. The leader sees that Solomon is strong and well-built, so they put Solomon in a jeep and take him to a place where many laborers are searching for raw diamonds in a river. These people torture the workers badly, and Solomon is also forced to work with them to find diamonds. In fact, this terrorist group does business in raw diamonds. In exchange for these diamonds, they buy weapons so their army can grow stronger and fight the government. The workers captured from the village are made to search for raw diamonds in the river, while the terrorists stand over them with guns so no one can steal any diamonds. The leader shouts that whoever tries to steal a diamond will be killed. Solomon is also working among the laborers when one worker finds a small piece of diamond. Seeing it, greed awakens in his heart. Instead of giving it to the leader, he hides it in his mouth. But the leader notices this. He calls the worker to him and demands the diamond. The worker takes the diamond out of his mouth and gives it to the leader. After taking it, the leader immediately shoots the worker dead. Seeing this, all the laborers become extremely frightened, and Solomon witnesses everything. Now the scene cuts, and we see the main character of the story, Danny, arriving near the terrorists' camp in a helicopter. He asks them about Captain Zero. They point guns at Danny and take him to Captain Zero. The captain gives Danny some diamonds and asks for guns in return. Danny says, "Okay, you will get the weapons." Actually, Danny is a smuggler who supplies guns to these people in exchange for diamonds. He has been smuggling diamonds for many years and is very professional at it. Every time he manages to cross the border by fooling the police. This time, he takes some goats, and inside the skin of one goat he hides the diamonds. While crossing the border, the police catch him. Danny thinks that, like always, he will manage to trick them and get away. But this time, luck is not on his side. The police search the goats and find the diamonds. Danny is arrested and sent to jail. Meanwhile, we are shown the raw diamond mine where all the laborers are searching for diamonds, and Solomon is also working there. Suddenly, Solomon finds a very large diamond. His eyes remain wide open when he sees it, because the diamond is quite big in size. Now, Solomon thinks whether he should give this diamond to the gang leader or not, because just a short while ago, the leader killed a man over a small piece of diamond. Out of fear, Solomon thinks of handing it over, but then he realizes that with this diamond, he could become rich. Luckily, at that moment, the water-pumping motor breaks down, which draws everyone's attention. Taking advantage of the situation, Solomon hides the big diamond between his toes. Now Solomon understands that if he doesn't hide this diamond properly, he will be caught with it and killed for stealing. So he cleverly makes an excuse to a terrorist that he needs to go to the bathroom. The terrorist allows him to go. But just as Solomon is about to leave, the group's leader comes up to him and starts checking him. Now Solomon feels that he is about to be caught. But even after the group leader searches Solomon very thoroughly, he finds nothing, because Solomon has hidden the diamond in a very safe place. So the gang leader lets him go. Solomon walks far away and sits in some bushes, where he is about to take out the diamond and bury it in a hole. Suddenly, from behind, the same group leader comes and points a gun at Solomon. He says, "Give me that diamond and don't try to be smart, or you will be killed." Solomon is just about to hand over the diamond when the country's army attacks them. The leader who was demanding the diamond gets badly injured. Quickly, Solomon hides the diamond inside a bracelet and starts running away. But the soldiers catch him, thinking he is a terrorist, and put him in jail. It is the same jail where Danny was being held. Danny is also there. Soon the guards bring in a badly injured man on a stretcher. That man is none other than the terrorist group's leader who had seen the big diamond with Solomon. When he sees Solomon, he shouts, "Give me back my diamond that you stole from me." He tells the prisoners around Solomon that this man has a very big diamond, so big that he has never seen anything like it in his life. He announces that whoever brings him that diamond from Solomon will be given $10,000. Hearing about the money, all the prisoners start looking at Solomon. Danny is watching all this too, and Solomon realizes that these people will not leave him alone. So in anger, he shouts at the leader, "I don't have any diamond." He takes off his clothes and says, "Search me, look for yourself, where is the diamond?" By doing this, Solomon manages to fool all the prisoners there, but not Danny. Danny understands that Solomon really does have a very big diamond. Many days pass in jail, and after serving his sentence, Danny is released. Outside, he meets his friend and tells him that there is a man named Solomon in jail who has a very large piece of diamond. We must get him out too so that we can learn about that diamond. Danny's friend says that to free Solomon, they will need money. Danny replies, "Don't worry about the money. I'll do something." Danny stays in a hotel for a few days. We see him take out one of his fake teeth and remove a diamond hidden inside it. He sends it to the market, and from the money he gets, he gives some to his friend to arrange Solomon's release from jail. In truth, Danny has no sympathy for Solomon. He only wants to obtain that diamond from him. A few days later, we see that Solomon has also been freed from jail. As soon as Solomon comes out, his friend comes to him, gives him some money and Danny's contact, and tells him to get in touch with Danny. But Solomon does not do that at all. Instead of contacting Danny, he starts searching for his family. On the other hand, Danny goes to a bar where he meets a girl named Maddie. Danny starts liking her. But during their conversation, when Danny finds out that Maddie is a reporter, he decides to leave her there. The reporter already knows that Danny is a diamond smuggler, and now she follows him, trying to learn more about the diamond smuggling. She asks Danny about a man named Rolex, but Danny tells her nothing. In fact, Rolex is the biggest diamond businessman in America. Meanwhile, we see Solomon going to a refugee camp to look for his family, but he finds none of them there. He also checks the list posted outside, but still finds no information about his family. In reality, Solomon's family is hiding from the terrorists in a hilly area. But then the terrorist group arrives there and captures many people, taking them away with them. One of those captured is Solomon's son. The terrorists take the children to their base, where they brainwash them. They give the children guns and teach them how to kill people. They also inject them with drugs so they can force them to do terrible things. Now we see Danny again. A man comes to him and hands him a note saying, "The colonel has called you." After that, Danny goes to meet the colonel. In fact, Danny has been with the colonel since he was 19 years old. For many years, Danny served in the colonel's private army team, but now he has left that job. The colonel is a very cruel man who can use anyone for his own benefit. He is called Danny because he has now learned about that big diamond as well. The colonel tells Danny, "Last time, because of you, I lost many diamonds. So now you will bring me that big diamond." Actually, last time when Danny was caught while crossing the border with diamonds hidden in goat skins, some of those diamonds belonged to the colonel. So the colonel tells Danny, "You are in my debt." In fact, they are all connected to each other. Danny works for the colonel. The colonel supplies Danny with weapons, and Danny supplies those weapons to the terrorist group. In return, Danny takes diamonds from the terrorists and gives them to the colonel, and the colonel delivers those diamonds to Rolex, the biggest diamond businessman in America. In this way, their illegal business runs, and in this illegal trade, many innocent people lose their lives. In the next scene, we see Danny and Solomon together. Danny tells Solomon, "That big diamond you have, half of it belongs to me as well, because I got you out of jail." But Solomon ignores Danny and says, "I don't have any diamond." Danny then says, "If you want to meet your family again, I am the only one in this world who can reunite you with them. But for that you will have to do one thing for me. Tell me about the diamond you have. In return, I will help you find your family, and I'll give you a lot of money too." Hearing this, Solomon starts thinking, should he tell him about the diamond or not? Just then, terrorists launch an attack. They start firing bullets, and many people are killed. Danny, who used to be a soldier, manages to save Solomon and gets him out of the area where the refugee camp was set up. Soon, a reporter arrives there as well. Danny tells her, "I'm ready to help you. I'll give you all the information you need, but in return you have to help us find Solomon's family. You're a reporter, and you have access to all the data." The reporter agrees. She then takes Solomon and Danny by helicopter to another place where there is a second refugee camp. When Solomon reaches near that camp, he sees his family. He is overjoyed, and his wife is very happy to see him too. But when Solomon doesn't see his eldest son with them, he asks his wife, "Where is my older son?" His wife starts crying and says that the terrorist group kidnapped him. Hearing this, Solomon becomes extremely sad and begins shouting in anger. The security there then forces him out, saying his name is not on the list of people in the refugee camp. All three of them get back into the helicopter and leave. Solomon sees no other way to save his family. So he tells Danny, "I'll tell you where the diamond is, but whatever money comes from it, you'll help me rescue my son from those people." Danny agrees. They start preparing to go there, but it won't be easy because the terrorists are very dangerous. Danny then says, "The man I work for is a colonel, and he has a whole army unit that can fight these terrorists, so we should go to him first." The others agree. After that, the three of them set off in a car toward that place. After covering some distance, they continue on foot through the jungle. The jungle is very dense, and after traveling for hours, they lose their way. They don't know which direction to go. Then suddenly, tribal people from the jungle appear in front of them and surround them. But the reporter starts talking to them in their language and assures them that they mean no harm. Slowly, they become friendly, and the tribespeople take them to their camp, where they rest for a while. There, Danny notices that the reporter seems very disturbed. He asks her what's bothering her. She says, "If I wanted, I could live a peaceful life. But I didn't choose that path because I have this passion to save the world. I want to stop injustice and wrongdoing wherever it happens. But I'm tired of writing these sad stories because they don't seem to affect people much. I want to tell rich people that the precious jewelry they wear comes at the cost of someone's hand or even someone's life. If they knew this truth, they would stop wearing it. But to bring this truth out, I need proof, and you can give me that proof." Hearing this, Danny also gets emotional and says, "I'll give you all the evidence." Then he starts telling her about the illegal smuggling of diamonds. He reveals not only his own role but also the Colonel's and America's biggest diamond businessman, Rowley's dirty money. He says that Rowley is behind the smuggling of diamonds and the killing of innocent people. The reporter asks Danny for proof of all this. Danny says, "I'll give you everything, but only after I get my hands on that big piece of diamond." The reporter then asks, "Are you planning to steal that diamond from Solomon?" Danny smiles and replies, "That diamond is my ticket out of South Africa, so I'll get it at any cost." The next morning, they reach a military camp. It turns out to be the camp of the very colonel Danny used to work for. Danny meets the colonel, who tells him to rejoin the military because they are about to launch an operation to wipe out the terrorists. Danny explains that it's too soon. If they act now, the terrorists will escape. He says, "First, Solomon and I will go there and understand the situation. Once I contact you, then you can attack with your team." The colonel agrees. After that, Danny goes straight to the reporter and tells her that he and Solomon are leaving. Hearing this, the reporter becomes very emotional because she and Danny have started to like each other. Danny gives her a diary that contains all the details about Rowley and his raw diamond business. Before leaving, Danny tells her, "Whenever I get a chance, I'll definitely call you." Then Danny and Solomon head toward the place where Solomon had buried the diamond. After traveling through the jungle for hours, night falls. As they move forward in the dark, a vehicle from the terrorist group appears, with some children standing inside holding guns. Among them, Solomon recognizes his son. Seeing his son, Solomon can't control himself and calls out to him. But before his son can notice him, the other boys see Solomon and start firing at them. Both of him run to save their lives and hide behind bushes. Because it's nighttime and the jungle is pitch dark, the terrorists can't find them and eventually leave. When morning comes, Danny scolds Solomon, saying, "Because you shouted, we could have lost our lives." Solomon replies, "Seeing my son, I just couldn't control myself." Danny says, "All right, but don't make that mistake again." They then continue toward the place where the diamond is. But after going a little farther, Solomon changes direction. Danny angrily stops him and says, "The diamond is this way." Solomon replies, "I need to find my son, and he's that way." They start arguing, and the argument gets so intense that they almost come to blows. Danny points a gun at Solomon's head. Solomon says, "I'm already dead. If you want to kill me, go ahead. But I will find my son no matter what." Hearing this, Danny realizes Solomon is right. They make peace, and both continue forward together. As they move on, they reach very close to the place where Solomon had hidden the diamond. From a distance, using binoculars, they watch the area where workers are busy working in large numbers. The terrorists are standing with their guns pointed. They realize that attacking right now would not be a good idea. As soon as night falls, Solomon sneaks into the terrorists' hideout to look for his son. There, he sees his son playing cards with some boys. Solomon goes up to him and tries to call him, but his son refuses to recognize him. He pushes his father back and tells his companions that this man is the enemy. After that, everyone points their guns at Solomon. They take him prisoner and bring him to their commander. That commander turns out to be the same man who had been injured because of Solomon earlier. From a distance, Danny sees all of this and realizes that this is the perfect chance to finish them off. He contacts his colonel and tells him to attack this place immediately. The commander says to Solomon, "I knew you would come here looking for the diamond. Now that you're here, you will bring that diamond to me." But Solomon refuses to give it. The commander gets furious and grabs Solomon's son, saying, "If you don't tell me about that diamond, I'll kill your son right here." Solomon is about to reveal the location to save his son when the colonel's men suddenly arrive. They start raining bullets from helicopters on everyone below. Solomon's son is terrified and is about to be hit by bullets, but Danny rushes in and saves him. On the other side, Solomon kills the terrorist commander. The colonel's men wipe out all the terrorists and take control of the entire area. After that, the colonel comes to Danny and says, "Now tell me about the diamond." Danny replies, "I'll tell you, but we'll split it 50-50. The colonel immediately agrees. This makes Danny suspicious, because the colonel is a ruthless man who would kill anyone for money. Danny realizes that once they get the diamond, the colonel will kill both him and Solomon. Danny goes to Solomon and whispers in his ear, "When you pull out the diamond, distract the colonel. I'll take advantage of the moment and shoot him right there. If we don't do this, he'll kill us both as soon as he gets the diamond." Solomon agrees. They all head toward the place where Solomon had hidden the diamond. When they reach the spot, Solomon starts digging the ground where he buried it. Just as Solomon is about to pull out the diamond, Danny suddenly attacks the colonel's men, grabs their weapons and kills them. He also shoots the colonel, but during the fight, Danny himself gets shot. Solomon finally pulls out the diamond and hands it to Danny. As they are about to leave, Solomon's son comes and points a gun at Danny because he has been completely brainwashed. Solomon calls out to him, "You are my son," but the boy refuses to recognize his father. Then Solomon reminds him of his mother, their home, and his brothers and sisters. Hearing this, the boy starts crying and hugs his father. Just then, more army men arrive, so they have to run to save themselves. On the way, Danny calls one of his friends and asks him to bring a helicopter. After some time, the helicopter arrives, but it can't land there, so it will land on top of a nearby hill. After going some distance, Danny can't walk anymore because of the gunshot wound. Solomon lifts him onto his shoulder and carries him, but Danny has lost too much blood. He tells Solomon, "I can't go any farther. You'll have to go alone." Then Danny takes the diamond out of his pocket and gives it to Solomon. Solomon says, "I thought you were going to steal this diamond from me." Danny laughs and says, "Yeah, I did think about it. But now I feel the one who needs it most is you. This is your son's future. You told me you want to make your son a doctor, remember?" Hearing this, Solomon becomes very emotional. Danny doesn't just give him the diamond. He also gives Solomon the reporter's contact. He hands Solomon his gun and says, "In a little while, a helicopter will come to pick you up. But don't trust that man at all. If you see anything suspicious, shoot him right away." Now Solomon and his son start moving toward the helicopter on the hilltop. But then the colonel's men show up from below. Danny stays behind, covering Solomon and his son, and kills the colonel's men. After that, Danny calls the reporter, the woman he had grown to like. Hearing Danny's voice, the reporter becomes very happy. Danny tells her, "You'll have to do me a favor. I've sent Solomon and his son to you. You have to rescue them." The reporter asks, "You're injured, aren't you?" Danny replies, "Yes, I am hurt, but I'm sitting in a very beautiful place. I'm glad I met you." Saying this, Danny ends the call, and right there Danny dies. After some time, the helicopter arrives and picks up Solomon and his son. They fly away. Then we are shown that Solomon reaches London, where he meets the reporter. She explains to him, "You must give this diamond to America's biggest diamond businessman, Rolly. He's the one running this whole game. He's responsible for the deaths of many innocent people, and for what happened to Danny and to you." Solomon agrees and goes to meet Rolly. There, Solomon makes a deal with him. He says, "You will reunite me with my family, and I will give you this diamond." Rolly agrees. He brings Solomon to his family and also gives him a bag full of money, while secretly the reporter records everything on camera. The reporter already has more evidence against Rolly that Danny had given her. Based on all this proof, she publishes Rolly's entire illegal raw diamond business in her magazine. When the government learns about Rolly's dirty operation, they arrest him. The reporter also tells Solomon's full story to the world. In the end, we see Solomon attending a conference with powerful politicians. They welcome him and applaud him. Standing among them, Solomon looks at Danny's photo in a magazine. And with that, the story comes to an end. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like the video.